Hey guys, I'm Daniel Morad, factory driver for Mercedes-AMG, and this weekend we're at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park with Windward Racing. I'm driving the Mercedes-AMG GT4, and I want to give you a tour of this entire operation, but first, let's start with the car. For this weekend, I'm driving the GT4. Other weekends, I drive the GT3 in Europe and in Asia, also Daytona, which went quite well. Jumping in the car here, it's pretty much the same feeling in terms of how it is to, ergonomically speaking. GT3 and GT4 are very, very similar. What's funny is that the adjustment for the steering wheel is pretty much like a road car. You flick this little switch here and you can lock it in position. So quite customizable, I would say, in terms of how you want to position yourself. I always put the wheel as low as possible and towards me. I have a custom molded seat as well. Bryce Ward, my teammate driving with me in this championship, has the base. I put a little bit of a mold or an insert. You can see this here. I sit inside of it just so it fits my body a little bit nicer. Few basics here. We have a lot of controls on the wheel, pit speed limiter. We have high beam buttons, indicators, which I never use. High beam button, that's the most important one. You want to use that when you want people to move out of the way, but it never works. For some reason, I don't know why, it never works. On the console, we actually have some adjustments for driver aids. We have ABS settings. We can, add some ABS intervention or support, or decrease it based on the grip level of the track. Also traction control. So, how much we want the rear tires to slip when we're driving. We can, in higher grip situations, you can turn that down so there's less support. So you allow the rear tires to spin a little bit more. And then on lower grip tracks, you can actually tune that up so you don't burn the rear tires off the car. But this, 6-point harness system, safety net. So when we're driving, we actually need this safety net up just in case there's anything that, goes through the door. This door is actually, okay, this one's not so impressive. The GT3 car is actually really impressive. It's pure carbon fiber. This one's pretty much a road car door. The GT4 is based off of the road car. So a lot of the parts on this are road car parts. The tail lights are right from the factory. You can get these, which is actually pretty interesting. So GT4 is more of a production-based platform, whereas the GT3 is based on production cars in terms of the shape of it, but it's custom made into a race car. Next up is the trailer, but first, these guys here, a few of the Moradness M Squad sim racing members from our esports team, they've made the trip out from all over North America to come support us this weekend. So we're gonna cut through them. And also Mark, front tire changer and #1 mechanic in my heart. Oh. This is one of our newer trailers for Windward Racing. We actually have another one on the way. But this is the new one, nice and fresh inside. Clean. You can eat off the floor. I mean, no, you can't eat off the floor. I wouldn't suggest that. So in this trailer, basically what we have is cars upstairs. So it's a double-decker. This is the GT3 car hauler. So we'll have the GT3 race car plus spare car. In the other trailer that we're going to take a look at later, there's the GT4 test car or the spare car and also our race car. But everything in here is like, anything from radios to spare parts, gear locker for the guys. That's all going to be housed in this trailer. In this section here, there's just like you can see engine parts, gearbox, everything's labeled. So if the guys need parts quickly, they can just, quickly look, jump in here. Dampers for the race cars are in here. Any gearbox parts. This is actually a gearbox compressor. So we have a compressor for the gear changes. So if you ever hear this this noise like an air pump in the race car, it's that compressor working. So it's basically charging up or pumping up the air so it can change those gears really quick. So we don't use like a double clutch system here. It's basically a pneumatic gearbox. Yeah, springs. Look at this. We've got springs for the car. Those are very heavy. I'm not. Listen, you can look at them. Extremely heavy. Tons of parts, drinks, snacks for the guys. We've got brakes. Important. We need those to stop. Up in the front, we have the engineering lounge. So everyone, usually all the big brain guys, they stay in here. So team managers, engineers, they're all in here. We have TVs hooked up for the laptop. So we're looking at telemetry and trying to analyze the sessions to see where we can gain performance from the cars. But it's actually just a place where we debrief, engineers hang out, drivers usually on the couch. We're relegated to the couch. We don't get the fancy chairs, but you know, the guys are working so hard all day. The work doesn't stop. The cars are on track. That's our job. When the cars stop driving, the engineers are hard at work trying to find performance and trying to make the cars faster for us. I guess finally for this setup, this area here, we have the back part of the trailer, the part where normally people wouldn't see. There's barriers up that cover this whole back section. It's mostly where there's hospitality or places for the crew to sit. Guests can sit down. We also have probably the most important part. It's the tire prep station. So in the back, tires are probably the most important part. Not probably, they are the most important part of the car. It's the only thing that connects your car to the road. So tires, super important to be prepped here. You can see some of them are left out in the sun in the very, very back because we're not allowed tire warmers in this series. So the team tries to heat the tires up using some natural elements like the sun, getting the black rubber as hot as possible. So when we hit the track, we have as much grip as we can. You can see we're using slick tires, so it's not like a conventional road car tire where there's tread, where the tread actually moves around and heats up and provides grip. This is completely smooth and they're really, really soft. So you need to get these warm in order for them to work properly. But yeah, all the tire stuff's done here. Also fueling, so we have fuel that's done just off to the side as well. So fuel jugs will be brought in and out based on what we need. Here, all the fueling is actually done in pit lane, but we can do some basic things. So if we need a little bit of weight in the car for the setup pad and things like that, they can actually fill up the car here. These are actually rain tires, pretty cool to look at. So you can actually see the difference. These are treaded so that it dissipates the water or moves the water out of the way. So when we're driving in wet conditions, it's a little bit more manageable. Not the deepest tread because they're still designed for performance, but that's why like anytime people watch us race and you know it doesn't look so bad in terms of conditions, sometimes it's like completely undrivable because the tread is actually not that deep. It still needs to be relatively low just for enhanced performance. If they're too high, if the tread's too high and too soft, the tire would just fall apart. It wouldn't work. So that's this trailer. It's actually a really nice setup, something that you wouldn't normally see when you come behind this pit wall that blocks off everything. But we actually have one more trailer like I mentioned before. The other trailer is a bit more bare bones. It's designed just to carry things like the Taylor Dunn. This is our pit cart that actually pulls the race car to the pit lane. We normally don't drive the car in the paddock area. We drag it around or we bring it to the technical inspection. We also have golf carts. So all those kind of things are housed in our secondary trailer. We also have my favorite thing, which we're gonna get to, and I'm gonna show you in like 30 seconds. But let's just walk on over. Next year, we're actually gonna have both setups connecting. So there's gonna be one big awning, one big tent that connects both setups. But yeah, like I said, this one's a little bit more bare bones. We have things like food for the guys. And my favorite thing, the coffee machine. We got the best coffee, Oceana Coffee actually, provided us with the machine. So really, really nice setup. For a racetrack, it's amazing. We can make espressos. I actually make like lattes for the guys, espresso. It's my favorite thing to do. I actually might, when I retire from racing, I might be a barista. It's seriously like one of my biggest passions. But yeah, espresso, food, and back here is kind of just like a place for Bryce and I to chill. So Bryce has his gear, his equipment out here, and I have mine. It's not like the most fancy setup, but next year, if we redo this, it's gonna be a lot nicer. We're gonna have couches and like luxurious things, but yeah, all my gear's back here. Hang our suits, things like that. This is actually my helmet. And this is pretty much the end of the tour. Like there's not much more than this. This is the helmet right here, brand new for this season with all the Twitch emotes on there. So just trying to integrate the online world with what I'm doing in real life. So we have a lot of the stickers and emotes that we're using online. So it's really nice just connect all of my passions online, you know, the YouTube community, the Twitch community, just everyone. I love to bring people into the motorsport world because it's so exclusive. You know, like this, you would never see something like this in person. You know, I love bringing people in. Obviously, it's hard if we have 30 people lined up outside our trailer. I can't bring people in for a tour all the time, but it's really nice to do things like this and bring you guys behind the scenes so you can see what we have to work with. You know, we have this trailer, which is really just for Bryce and I to hang out and to store our stuff. Also just for all the food for the guys. Upstairs, we have the GT4 cars, spare car, race car. Other trailer, we have the GT3 car and the spare car, just in case, which, I mean, normally when you leave it at home, the worst happens. So we always bring it just in case. But yeah, this is a setup. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit. Let me know down in the comments if you actually thought that all the stuff behind there was exactly how it was, or if you thought it was a little bit different. I'd love to know what you guys thought of it. And yeah, also, while you're down there, you might as well just tell me what your favorite part of the video was. But yeah, that's it for the tour. Thanks so much. Remember to subscribe and like the video. It goes a long way. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.